Here, Vanderbilt women's basketball head coach Shea Ralph. Coach, your team returns to Memorial for the first time in 3 games after you complete a 3-game road sweep. You collected a couple of quality wins on that road swing, including on Monday against Michigan in the Coretta Scott King Classic. Just what did you think about your team's performance on the road? And we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, I was really proud of them. I think being on the road, there's a lot of different things that you're battling. It's, being away from home, outside of your comfort zone, travel issues, those kinds of things. But our group is really resilient, and I think you see that on the court too. And what I keep reminding them is we're continuing to find ways to win, and they're enjoying each other. They have great chemistry, and we haven't even gotten close to, I think, the best that we can be, which is exciting for us. So we're beating really good teams in the SEC and outside the SEC. And that's something that I love about them right now in January, where we're playing really well for a little bit and then we're struggling for a little bit and we're still figuring out a way to win. The opposite side of that is that I don't love when we struggle. So I think the goal is to continue to meet those moments and then understand how we can adapt to them a little bit better so that we have a lot less time where we struggle or don't score or can't defend and turn a game that we should put away into an actual game.
I played in some of those stations. I was very to the state that it felt like this one was a little bit different with the foul trouble. They were just what did you kind of learn about your team, like this game, and how much does that give you confidence when they can play through that?
Yeah, I think I've talked to our team, especially those two, my veteran players, the players that play a lot of minutes. We have to figure out how to play with foul trouble. So I trust those two, and I'm going to have to give them some breaks. I can't play them like I would normally play them, but I also can't sit people for long periods of time. I don't think that works for us either. So finding that balance is something that these games has really helped me with, and that one specifically. I also think the kids that came in off the bench did a really good job. Jada and Mitch, as usual, and I thought Mitch and Sasha really helped us down the stretch again. We just have to figure out a better way to continue to work with them offensively so that the floor continues to stay spaced. But being able to play through foul trouble is going to be important because some of that we can control and some of it we can't. And we can't, get ourselves into a tizzy when a couple bad foul calls are called and thinking that we have to change everything we do. I trust my kids. They'll be able to play through it.
Mitch had that really big fadeaway jumper late in the fourth quarter. How is she progressing in terms of maybe adding a mid-range shot and expanding her offensive game a little bit?
If you would ask her, she would tell you that was her most confident thing when she came here, and that we spent so much time around the basket that now she's not. But actually, they work on it every day. So I think even watching the film back, I'm like, wow, she took that with but they work on it every day, thankfully, right? So that when we continue to need moments like that, they can rise to the occasion. But it's also part of our development plan for our post players and our bigger guards to have that kind of mid-range, we call it the playmaker spot, opportunity to score.
To that Aubrey breakout game, stepping up with Kayla and Justin got about trouble.
Yeah, I think you could look at it as it was her career high and a big moment against a really good team. I think she's had a lot of really crucial games and moments for us, but certainly we needed everything that she gave us, and I couldn't take her out of the game. She played every single minute, and those are the games that Aubrey Galvin lives for. That is she has ice in her veins. Those are the kind of moments that she lives for. So I think it was really cool that she was able to do it on that stage, but I never had a doubt that she would, and I feel really comfortable with her out on the floor. Even when we're in foul trouble and Michaela's not out there, Aubrey will run the show.
It was like a narrative of this name there, but how to showcase your team on national TV, kind of have eyes on London.
Yeah, it was huge. I think, I think people are still unsure, about who we are and what we're actually capable of, and are we, what's our schedule, and have we beaten teams that have maybe more of a recent relevance than our program does. And I think we just have to keep our nose to the grind, right? Not worry about the outside noise, take advantage of the opportunities that we do get, like that one, to play on national television against a really good team. We'll have a lot more of them. You guys see our schedule to play against really good teams home and away on TV. So we just have to continue to be consistent with how we work, because that's what's gotten us here, and then take advantage of those opportunities that come with that.
Speaking of scheduling, you all announced that what went into that? What are you kind of looking forward to with that? What is it, maybe getting an opportunity to compete against your old team?
We always knew we wanted to start a home and home with UConn, and it was more like, when is the right time? And I feel like it's the right time. And we are super excited about the opportunity to go back and play. I believe the game is at Gamble, which is on campus. And I love playing there. I would love to bring the team back there. It's Michaela's senior year. And I think it gives us an opportunity to showcase our team in a way that's like we're serious about competing for championships. And I said the other day, like we're not running from those opportunities. I think our team and program is ready for that. And when you play games like that, like the game against Michigan, and you start home and home series with teams like UConn, programs like UConn, I think you start to take your program into a different stratosphere. And that has always been the vision for us here. But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you selfishly I'm excited just to go back and see the people that have poured into me and be able to represent Vanderbilt at the same time.
Gino kind of said the other day, they had to win to keep up with Vanderbilt. Just hearing that, I mean, is that holding you weight, or what's just that kind of mean to you to have someone who's been such a big part of your career say that?
Yeah, I think, he reaches out from time to time, and he has since I've been here, and I think he has always been super supportive, but he's also let me spread my wings, and he gave me a lot of responsibility at UConn, both as a player and as a coach, and I know that is what prepared me to be here and be able to do the things that I do. And that my staff does. He taught me a lot about the things that, I'm going to need, which is why I have such a great staff, and the leadership that I should work for. But to hear him compliment our program and, and the growth that I've had as a coach is always nice. But I also know when we meet head to head, he's going to want to whoop my ass. So I know that about him because I'm the same way. I'm the same way. He taught me that. I was built that way. So it's exciting. Just when you have a relationship like that with somebody that has changed the course of your life, then those words are always meaningful.
Is Michaela going to be okay for tomorrow's game?
Yes, she's fine. We're just taking, it's mid-January, and she's fine. We're just making sure that we give her some rest today.
Auburn's coming off a big win over a ranked Alabama team. Just what do you see from the baseball?
Yeah, they are very athletic. They're very much the cornerstone SEC team. They love to pressure on defense, and their rebounding is pretty solid. So I think we just have to do a really good job of the things that get us into trouble sometimes. We got to defend, especially the drive, and we've got to rebound the basketball so that we can control the tempo of the game.
Playing in the SEC and having right opponent after right opponent, how do you make sure your team is, focused on the one in front of you? I know, obviously, trip to South Carolina coming up this weekend.
I think our vision, the way that I do it is to not focus on that, to make sure that we focus on us. So 75% of our film session yesterday was us. And, if we can fix the things that I'm seeing become kind of a theme in some of the struggles that we're having, then it won't matter who we play. That's not to disrespect them. It's just I have to focus more on what we're doing. Otherwise, we're constantly in preparation mode, and we're not going to get any better at the things that we need to do, right? So instead of focusing on that, it is one day at a time, but it's more like these are the things we got to work on, and no matter who comes next, we'll be better and we'll be prepared.
Well, but what you saw out of the Michigan game, that helped you more for the SEC or for the NCAA?
Both. I think there's a lot that we saw in that game that it was disappointing, a little bit, but also hey, that exposes some of the things that we're talking about, and you might need that to get better. But to see that and be able to utilize it as film and come away with a win, as a coach, you can't ask for a better opportunity to learn.
Did they have a little NCAA tournament feel to you?
Oh, yeah.
The quality competition, the venue, and is that why you schedule a game like that?
100%. It's why you schedule a game like that. I thought the event did a great job. It was an awesome arena. There was a great crowd. And it's in January, right? So it's also a measuring stick kind of game. Where are we? What are we actually looking at in terms of our strengths and weaknesses right now outside of our conference? And I love playing that in January because you can get wrapped up in the conference grind. And, the Big Ten is a lot different than the SEC. So playing a top 10 team from another conference in January, that's bold there in terms of the things that we want to accomplish in the NCAA tournament.